It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Round 2 action of the NBA playoffs about to get underway, and we're here to bring you all the action on 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, all here for the ride.
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
The Eastern Conference Semifinals, Game 1.
The home of the Celtics is sold out and noisy inside here in Boston. The next stage of the Eastern Conference playoff battle begins here. Game 1 of the conference semifinals. Both these teams have survived and moved one step closer to the title. Along with Greg Anthony, Steve Smith, and David Aldridge on our sidelines, this is Kevin Harlan, and joining us tonight, one of the most dominant players of our generation, Kevin Garnett.
Thank you for having me, man. It's always a pleasure to see you.
Taking a look at Boston. The tension is electric, and the importance is critical as they have a chance in their own building to take Game 1 of the series.
And, well, other than Game 7, I think Game 1 is the most important game of the series. For them as a home team, especially, lose this game, and then there goes home court advantage.
Now a chance, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. The starting 5 on the floor. On the court for Atlanta, Miller is out there with Harden. Then there's Aguirre. Then there's Chamberlain, and it's Pettit in at the power forward position. And Kevin, you've recently gotten a chance to do more TV. Your show, Area 21, has been tremendous, and the critics love it. Talk about this chapter of your career.
Well, it was something that I wasn't planning on, but, Turner brought me a great concept, and it fit the mold of what any man cave is, and that's really what it is. But the fact that we can go in, watch games on multiple channels, see multiple games, articulate it, give it from a perspective of a player, coming fresh out of this generation of players, giving understanding to this generation of players is very important because these players now are very different. Teaching these young players, still being mentors of these players, very important. And still loving this game. It's still a beautiful game. Man, the game is growing. I'm watching these kids do all types of different stuff, man. The creativity in our game now is so heightened. So, yeah, I'm having a bunch of fun, which is one thing I never forgot, the piece of advice you've always told me, man. So you continue to enjoy what you do, and it'll show. And I'm hoping that I'm making you proud of that, Kay. I'm enjoying what I'm doing.
You're an incredible ambassador to all of those things. The game, the fun of life. Right. You capture a lot of the fun of life.
I'm trying, man. I'm trying. I'm enjoying it, so, hopefully it shows.
Harden kicks to Miller. Here is Aguirre. Just 5 on the clock. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast. Kevin, coming out of high school, you were relatively mature for your age, at 17, turning 18, but do you ever regret not trying college and just seeing what that experience would have been like? I mean, it's such a long time ago, but you've had some chance probably to get some perspective on both sides of that story.
You know what, Kev? I look at it like the unknown is the unknown. Obviously, I've had friends that went to college. Some of my best friends went to college. And I think I've kind of lived it through them a little bit. Listen, when you have responsibility early in life.
Which you did.
Which I did.
Yes.
And, so from a mature level, things that interest me are not that interesting as you get older, especially when you have to deal with a vigorous schedule of an NBA schedule. I wasn't able to, be the 17, 18-year-old to chill, have, lean on the parents a little bit, be able to be at home, coming home through the weekends. I had a real life that I was responsible for, and I was growing something. I was building something. I was trying to not just be a young player in our league, but a young businessman, wanting to establish something for myself, my friends, my family. You can't do those things thinking like a normal 17, 18-year-old and taking pieces from grown men around you all the time. You're around people who need something all the time. At some point, you have to put all this together. You have to make it work for you. You have to put your spin on it for how it works for you and your brand. And you have to be innovative with that. You have to be creative with that. You have to have a vision.
Wow, yeah, there's a lot to consider. Here's Rice, covered by Miller. They need this. Jump shot is good. Rice has got his first 2 points. Kevin, of all the people you've faced, who is the toughest guy for you to score against? Down low, we'll stick that geography. Who is the toughest to score against down there?
Listen, I know a lot of people. I've always said Rasheed Wallace. I've always said Tim Duncan. They're probably the two that brought a different level of play out of me. But shout out to Cliff Robinson, man. Cliff Robinson, I don't know if people know this, but Cliff Robinson, man. Cliff Robinson was one of the better defenders in the post. He was very strong. He was very long. He didn't go for any.
That's a great dunk!
Freakish,
Yes.
athletically.
Unbelievable play.
Wow. Harper kicks to Rice. Now Abdul-Jabbar. 6 points for him. And it's good for 2. Kemp's got his second bucket of the night. Kevin, growing up watching the game of basketball, who were some of your earliest influences?
My early influences in the game of basketball was Magic Johnson, obviously Michael Jordan, and then Chris Webber. Chris Webber and Malik Sealy was kind of like the younger generation of my inspiration. Yeah. St. John's was one of the destinations. Michigan was one of my college destinations. So those guys were my natural inspirations early on when I was young.
Yeah. Kevin, when you played, we all know how intense you were, how much you cared. That, to me, was the thing that you cared so much about the product, about your team, about the game. But some people have said that maybe there was a streak of you that was mean is maybe not the right word, but you were overly aggressive. But I don't know how you could have played any differently than that.
I call it dialed in.
What?
You know, I like to think that if you're trying to accomplish something, then, you know, I only know one way to accomplish something.
Gusto, right?
You go at it with everything you have.
Yes.
You go to dominate it and take it over. You don't go at something lightly.
Can't walk through the park with this game,
not at all. Not at all. And this game is full of talented elites. Night in, night out, you're playing someone that can typically go for 50 easy.
So true. And KG, you're retired from the game now, and you're stepping into the broadcast business a little bit now, aren't you?
Man, you see me?
How do you like it?
You know what? Area 21 is something that is authentic. It's me. I'm having a great time watching the games. It's really cool being a fan now. I can root for people I want to root for. I don't have to worry about preparing and who I'm going to guard. And I'm getting the tea. So, you know what? It's a great time. It's work. You know, it's not just you go in there and you have a bunch of fun. You know, we actually get some things done, but we have a great time, man.
You're a natural.
Hey, Kev, listen, watching you, being around you, you know, man, the great, rest in peace to Craig, you know, Ernie, Charles, all these great influences, man, has definitely helped, not just me, but our younger generations of broadcasters, man. It's totally, I didn't see this being my lane, but I'm having fun with it.
Doing a great job. Lenz checked in for the Hawks. Harper dishes to Rice. Abdul-Jabbar kicks to Harper. Finds the bottom of the bucket from 13 feet out. And KG, so great to see you. It takes me back. It really does.
A lot of people don't know, man. We got real original ties, man.
Back to the beginning.
95, man. My original man right here.
Here he was, man. You were a thrill a minute, I'll tell you that.
Man,
a thrill a minute.
Now look at us. 21 years later, dog. Man, can you believe
We're still
this?
standing.
We are. They haven't caught on yet. Don't say it.
Okay.
Keep it to
Okay. And he gets the bucket.
That's all confidence right there. He knows he's in a groove, and they've got this team on its heels.
And KG, when you were bringing those greats together like you had in Boston, the intersection of you and Doc and Paul Pierce and Ray Allen, all these guys together, everything was aligned.
But you know, you got to go through something to be able to appreciate something. And I like to think that with the joining of myself and Ray Allen and Paul Pierce going to Boston, that we all had to have a journey up until that point and go through something and feel something and have something feel left out. We all was achieved when we all came together. Awards, countless all-star achievements. But then when it came to total winning and what we all do this for, we was all vacant. And that's what we all shared. And we all shared the same appetite for that, Kev. And I'm telling you, man, when we all got together, we all knew never to let each other down. And we all gave each other 100%.
What a time. Kevin, especially back in Minnesota, you have some Hall of Fame battles with a guy named Tim Duncan. Talk about about what those games, what those matchups were like?
Timmy, man. Timmy's very crafty, man. Our battles used to be just, especially as young guys, man. Young guys trying to establish themselves in a gritty league at the time, full of some older, dominant names at the time. Michael Jordan, Elijah Malone. You know, the time where the forward position was a very, very tough position. But Timmy was one of them ones, man. Used angles very well. Was very long. Had a lot of counters. Very strong, and had an inner beast that people really didn't really talk about because you didn't really necessarily hear or see it. But man, he was one of the best, man. It's not by coincidence. He's one of the ones.
So both teams making some changes here. Outside Jackson. Young for three. And Westbrook throws it down.
And just another example, Kevin, of how they built this lead, just outworking.
Greg, that was definitely an effort play right there. You talk about that all the time, fighting to get proper position, then slamming home the putback.
Sheer hustle and will out there. He wanted the ball more, and he went up and got it with some style.
The Celtics have shot 3 of 6 at the foul line. That's good from Thomas. And people may not know, KG, that you're not just a broadcaster for 2K, but you're a member of the 2K community.
Have you been keeping up with the community, man?
Oh, yeah, very much so.
Man, listen,
very much so.
Shout out to all the 2K players out there. I'm Jizzle Lord, y'all know what it is. I'm Jizzle Lord 5. Shout out to my OBF team, y'all know what it is. Shout out to Dex, shout out to Bug, shout out to everybody out there playing. Right, we definitely.
Wow.
It's all good. You know, I'm OBF, I'm about the team, I'm gang, you know what it is. Jizzle Lord, y'all holla at me, y'all know what it is, 2K. Right.
And they've come out with a take-no-prisoners approach on the glass here tonight, guys.
Lee sets a screen for Young over Williams. Another miss by Young.
Not sure of the thought process on that one. Really bad shot selection.
Well, you're playing for the team, not just yourself. They needed much better execution that trip down the floor.
Kevin, one of the biggest moments of your career, the 2008 championship with the Boston Celtics. Talk about the camaraderie among that group of players.
You know, Kev, I could tell right away that we had something special getting together right in September, right before the year started. We started working out together. We started sharing concepts and how we saw the game. Right away, I could tell that the appetite was there. 1 through 15 guys. It's very rare that you're able to get that many guys in that early. As soon as Danny, signed guys, we were in, we were lifting, we was just, around each other, understanding each other, playing a lot. We was playing a lot. Then, fortunately, we was able to go off to Rome that year. Rome was a good distraction for us because we had to lean on one another.
To bond a little bit.
Seriously, because, none of us spoke Italian. If we wanted to go somewhere, we was always 3-4 deep, and no one was asking and no one was telling us to be with each other. We were just naturally being with each other so much that whenever you saw us to the restaurants, 9, 10 of us, that carried over to practice. Then we got 2 teams that are very competitive. Doc was letting us be who we want to be, and he letting us play with passion, and our practices are over the top aggressive, and to the point where it's too competitive to where he has to come in and separate us and, take the balls and cut the lights out and get us out of here, to the point where he just lets us go. Now we start bringing concepts to him. He started trusting our IQs. Now we start putting a couple of things on defense. Thibodeau's in there. He's implementing stuff. When this flow is going like this, you don't know that you're going to win it all, but you know you're on the waves of something special, and that's how that felt.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Jackson kicks to Lee. Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. Young with the ball. Williams picks him up. And here's Westbrook from the arc. Another miss by Westbrook.
They've been beating them to a lot of those loose balls and rebounds here to start.
Thomas passes to Abdul-Jabbar. That will count. And so it's Atlanta with a 6-point lead at the end of the quarter. They've set the tone. They love their tempo. They're going to be very tough to stop. And we'll be back with you shortly. And we welcome you back to our presentation of Game 1. And when you Kevin, what a lot of fans don't get to see is all the work players do behind the scenes at home, before games, after games, on off days. Can you talk a little bit about that? Getting your body ready from the end of one game to play the next game. I mean, I've seen it, but you talk about it.
Yeah, the wellness starts right after you stop playing. The minute you come off the court, you're iced. You got to do progressions where right after the game you shower. Obviously, you got to get massages. You got to get some type of wellness on your legs, just because you're running so much. People don't know that you have to lift weights. When we was in Boston, we lift every other day. We had a strenuous strength program. Shout out to Bidu. Brian Dew, who was our strength coach up there, never let us get a day off. And if you didn't lift weights, then we find you as a players. Players find you. Because it's important for you to come in here and be strong. We need everybody to be as strong as they can be. So you have to lift. And then actually, you practice. But after practice, you have to put time into your own personal game.
Right. So much goes into it. It's amazing. On the court right now for the Hawks, we've got Chamberlain. Russell Westbrook out there with Young. Then it's Steven Jackson. And it's Pettit in at the 4 slot. Jackson with it. Now Smith defending. Westbrook with a wide open look. And J.R. Smith picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Big Cat, he's checked in for Abdul-Jabbar. Just about a minute and a half has gone by here in the second. And Kevin, welcome to the 2K team. I didn't realize how much you love NBA 2K.
Oh, man, 2K is always live, man. I'm a super fan. Man, this game is going all over the place, bro. Like, seriously, like, I'm geeked to see what's next, man. They got everything down. I'm sitting here watching all the little small intangibles that come with the game. I'm watching the game grow. I'm watching how better players are getting. I'm watching the online play, man. It's lit. It's lit. I can't wait to see this.
And battling hard on the glass, they hold the advantage here so far.
Chamberlain with a screen on Smith. Jackson dishes to Young. Chamberlain a screen. Lets it go with a 3. Young's shot is off. Celtics trail by 9. Kevin, with intentional fouling, with poor free throw shooters being sent to the line currently, the Hacka Drummond, Hacka Shaq, all this stuff, Hacka DeAndre Jordan. Yeah. What are your thoughts on all that?
You know what? I like it. You know what it's going to do? It's
part of the strategy?
It's going to put the strategy, and this is part of it. And you know what you got to do? It's going to make all those guys you just named work on their free throw. Because if any advantage that you have in the game, coaches are going to expose it. Coaches are going to expose all weak points, as they should, as any sport, and as any great is going to expose any weaknesses in defenses. He's going to look to expose those things. So this is one of the things that dictates the game, and these guys are going to have to be better. It's going to push them. It's going to make them better players.
The Hawks shooting their second and third shots at the line right here. And he knocks down the first one. Both shots good from the stripe. For Boston, they've gone 2 of 4 shooting the ball here in the second. Kevin, when you're talking about influences, you mentioned Chris Webber's name a lot.
Yeah, see, Webb was kind of, he and Stacey Augmon was at a time where I was trying to find myself as a player.
Search for a roadmap, maybe, who do I most resemble?
Not only that, but just some direction. At the time I was a big who had handles, and if you know anything about Southern coaches, they don't want their big handling the ball. So you get the ball up to a guard or whatever. It wasn't until I got to Chicago to where the scouts or, people were able to see, like, wow, this big can actually handle the ball. He has handle a little bit. And then my high school coach would actually make me bring the ball up to show off, to showcase.
No kidding.
I hated it. I was like,
God.
But look at what happened, bring the ball up. And he knew that turning, I could handle it. I was like, oh, my God, I hated this. And he knew I would go and dunk him on. I was like, man, I don't want to shoot. He was like, no, bring the ball up. Anyways.
Well, the fans out there watching this, Kev, can you talk about why it's so incredibly difficult to win an NBA title, to become a champion? Why is it such a tough process?
Well, just imagine having a goal and you're not pursuing the goal by yourself. Say you and somebody else.
Relying on somebody else.
Relying on somebody else, okay? So let's just say you and someone are doing something, walking up a hill. Y'all getting ready to go walk up a hill. Well, the speed in which you want to walk at might be different from the other person. And what you realize about when you're trying to reach any goal is that you have to be connected. You have to be understanding of we're going to walk up it together like at this speed, like this. Or we're going fast, we're going slow. It has to be a great level of communication and understanding. At the same time, you have to have the same work ethic because you have to understand that you're together. And you don't get to go at this level and leave someone behind. You have to actually, if you got to pull them, if you got to keep up, whatever it is. All this goes into trying to win.
It sure does. That's right. Kevin, we've all seen the evolution of the perimeter-style offense. Do you think it'll ever go so far that we'll see the game come back to an inside-oriented offensive scheme?
I think right now that with pace being the way it is now, Kev, I don't see it necessarily going through or going back to playing through the post. Although you have to have an alternative. I think that you just can't be all three-pointers and layups. I think you have to have a constant flow of inside-outside. I think it helps to have a post player. I think having a post player or a true post player that can score and dominate the middle opens up threes and opens up ball movement.
You played during the transition, too, didn't you? From a grinded-out type of game inside to spacing what we have now.
I did, and I'd like to say that, Doc Rivers started the small ball, and, we were very, very keen on the small ball. So I think in today's game, you got to be able to shoot the three now and be able to handle the ball and put the ball on the floor and make decisions. So it shows that the game is transforming.
And, Kev, you think of the great ones. You, Kobe, Jordan.
Timmy,
yeah, how about him? They worked harder than anybody else, Kevin.
And what you learn is that the similarity or the parallel that you all have is our inner animal that you never speak about. We're all a little off. We're all a little dark, but that's what pushes you through pain. That's what pushes you through tough moments. When someone says you can't, when someone says this is not possible, this is unreal, no one's ever done it, that's the moment you're looking for. The moment someone told Kobe that he couldn't get over 50, 60, something Jordan couldn't do, he was driven in that. And if Phil wouldn't have stopped him, he probably would have reached 100 points.
He probably would have, yeah.
He did Will Chamberlain a favor. And that's just real. He was in that type of mode. We all share that passion. We all share that drive. And the ones that have that inner darkness, we all understand.
It's like a split personality, huh?
It's almost like another level.
Yeah. And, Kevin, you played for some great coaches, but is there any coach you would have been interested to work with that just didn't get a chance to? Say, Greg Popovich or Phil Jackson.
Those are great coaches. I've had very, very little time with those guys.
Maybe in all-star games and things like that.
I have. But, when you do all-star games, you let yourself go. You open up yourself to try to, be there and be present with the guys. Yes. Open up, hey, what's up? What's been up with you? How's the year for y'all? Y'all playing well. We're going to beat y'all when we see y'all, blah, blah, blah. But, you're very cordial. And, you're not talking too much about X's and O's. But you do share perspectives. You do share, philosophies. Pop is a great mind. I had a chance to sit with him a couple times. Phil's a great mind. Phil's super deep and loves the philosophy of. I haven't had a lot of time with those guys. Doc Rivers, shout to Doc. And, I know he doesn't get a lot for his philosophies, but he's very enriched with philosophies and styles and bringing teams together and trying to make sure that guys stay connected, stimulated. He would always tell us, never get bored with the process.
Wow, that's so intriguing. Interesting to hear. Here's Rice, guarded by Jackson. So they take the lead. Rice has got 7 now in this quarter. Kevin, you were always known as wanting to play and always wanting to practice. You were a gym rat. What did you do when a coach would ask you maybe to take a break? Let's sit out this game. Let's rest up. Would you welcome that? Would you just say, I'll let you know when I can't go? Or how would you handle that situation?
You know what? I've always asked the coach to respect the way I get ready for games. I've always asked him to respect the way I approach the game. I've always asked the coach to respect me and my expertise of knowing my body. I'm very, very vocal. Listen, if one person needs rest and it's me, I know how to raise my hand. I know how to say I need some rest. But, I'm a person who likes to push through a lot of things. I'm a person who understands rest, don't get me wrong. But at the same time, I'm a person who understands that practice makes perfect. And if I can work on something for as long as I can to make something better, because I know at the end when I need it, especially when I used to call it dial up. When I call, I need the answer.
And Harden is a nightmare in the pick and roll. Just a clever combo guard who is completely unpredictable.
And now, the first timeout called here for Boston. Celtics making a switch here. Abdul-Jabbar's checked in. And a switch here also for Atlanta. Aguaya's checked in for Steven Jackson. Abdul-Jabbar the screen. Harper kicks to Rice. Abdul-Jabbar passes to Harper. Down it goes, his third basket. He's now 3 for 4.
Boy, he reads the defense well. Makes a nice adjustment. Very dependable.
There's the pick. Chamberlain a screen. Back to Harden. Fires the 3. Rebounded by the Celtics. Abdul-Jabbar's got his 7th rebound here tonight.
Boy, this is rough on him. He wants to help out the team, which is playing well otherwise, but his shot just isn't there.
And the jump shot has been a dimension of this game where they've had a clear advantage.
Miller outside. Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. Here is Aguirre. 11 points in the game. It's good. Guys back and forth this first half.
And this could continue to go back and forth the entire way.
Adding a lot of flavor to the mix, Kevin Garnett. Kevin, thanks for stopping by. Always a pleasure. Hope you join us again sometime.
Man, Kevin, it's always a pleasure, man. It's always great to see you, man. Anytime you need me, you holler at me, all right?
Future Hall of Famer and a terrific person, Kevin Garnett. Wow, it's such a pleasure to have Kevin Garnett with us. Steve, he looks like he hasn't changed a bit, like he could go out there now and still play.
I totally agree. He's one of those guys that stayed in phenomenal shape, and when he played, I mean, his impact on the game from the 1 position all the way to the 4, he was a handful.
In the mid-range, rarely the hallmark of efficiency in today's NBA, but it is on point tonight.
5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Miller, no luck.
He hit 1 3 in the first, but the well has been totally dry for him in the second.
Harper with the ball. Abdul-Jabbar the screen. Nice fake there to create the shot, but it's no good. And the first half comes to a close. We've got a close game going on here. Hawk. Thanks for the great interview, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of basketball. Follow it.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, everybody. This is Ernie Johnson, along with Kenny the Jet Smith, looking at the Hawks. They've hung tough in what was a closely contested first half. If what we've seen in Game 1 so far is any indication, we're going to have quite a series on our hands. Kenny, what was your... And it's just about...
And as we return, we get a look at the Boston skyline. Those drone cameras are really something. And we welcome you back here to the broadcast of the Eastern Conference semifinals. Boston trailing. Kemp is out there with Abdul-Jabbar. Then there's Harper, and there's Bryant, and it's Rice in at the 3 slot. That's the group for Brad Stevens getting going here in the second half.
Can't convert, but a good opportunity from mid-range. He'll take that every time.
Chamberlain with a screen on Harper. Harden dishes to Chamberlain. And fouled on the shot, so the bucket counts and a chance for one more here.
And Harden is more than just a scorer. He's also got some sensational handles and passing instincts. Loves connecting with his teammates.
The Hawks shooting their 6th attempt at the charity stripe in the game. Chamberlain no good on the free throw. Celtics trail by 4. To the left side wing. Ice. No good with the triple.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
Here is Aguirre. Back to Harden. Shoots the 3. Offensive rebound. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. And it's a 6-point Hawks lead.
Yeah, just a solid job on the backboard. They are really controlling the inside.
Abdul-Jabbar kicks to Kobe. Puts up a 3. Connects from 3-point range. Bryant's got 10 points.
I mean, just a good shooter taking what the defense allows. Finds some space out beyond the arc.
Here's Aguirre. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
I mean, already hot coming into the game. Is it fair to say he's hotter?
Third quarter of play with just over a minute and a half gone by. Ryan against Miller. Pass to Harden. Chamberlain a screen. Miller the pass to Chamberlain. Over Abdul-Jabbar. Chamberlain's shot is off. Celtics trail by 5. Abdul-Jabbar dishes to Harper. Goes up and lays it nice and easy. He's got 8.
And you have to like the location of this pass. Gives it to him where he can do something with it.
There's a screen. Harden kicks to Miller. Here's Aguirre. 15 points in the game. Shots good by Miller. Miller's got his second basket of the game.
Bad communication defensively. This is the last guy you want to leave open from there.
Here's Abdul-Jabbar. He can't hit that time. So the Hawks will take it the other way. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. Harden the pass to Chamberlain. Harden against Harper. 6 on the shot clock. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
Remember, back in 2012, James Harden was the 6th man of the year. Now, he's every bit the franchise player.
Nick Young's checked in for Atlanta.
And this is what we've come to expect from him. This type of consistency from the line.
Abdul-Jabbar dishes to Kobe. Takes it into the teeth of the D and converts the layup. Kobe's got 12 in the game.
Delivering these passes in tight quarters, that's tricky.
It's Harden with the drive. He'll take his 3rd and 4th free throw shots at the game right here. Free throw good, James Harden. J.R. Smith's checked in for Boston, and he makes both free throws. Here is Harper. 8 points for him. Second half here. We're just over 3.5 minutes into it. To the inside. Got it to go. That one good from Pettit. 10 points for him.
Up by a bunch. He's still pushing the action, trying to impose his will.
With this big of a deficit in the score, you think the losing team would be playing harder. Nope, the opposite.
Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over.
Definitely not pleased with their rebounding at the defensive end. The number of putbacks they've allowed has been terrible. I'm sure that's what he's going to address during this timeout.
And the Celtics making a change here. Williams is checked in. Smith kicks to Harper. Dishes it through Abdul-Jabbar. Back to Harper. Over Harden. The shot that time, not on target.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
Here's Pettit, and it's blocked. And here is Harper. Now here's Kemp. Over in the corner, Williams. He kicks to Harper. Poked away. Here is Aguirre. He's got 15. Goes up on the high post. Second chance shot. And the layup is good. And now it's a 12-point Hawks lead.
Yeah, second chance points. Gotta love the way they attack the offensive glass there, even with a huge lead.
That's how they've got to this point in the game. Lots of activity, fantastic focus.
Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Williams, and the bank shot is good.
And just enough wiggle room to get off his shot.
You know, going up against size, you know you have to get separation. Nice move from mid-range.
Pass to Pettit. Here's Chamberlain, and the rejection by Abdul-Jabbar. And they're moving it up. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. It's going to be on James Harden.
And with the offense getting right to the rim, at least they saved the layup.
The Celtics making a switch here. He doesn't get the second one.
And they're controlling the boards, Kevin. That's +5 in that category.
Out to the wing. Thomas gets a wide open look, and he's good on the 3-ball. Thomas got his second basket of the night. The Hawks leading by 6. Young outside. Chamberlain with a screen on Abdul-Jabbar. The putback controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. Chamberlain got 12.
He did a stellar job throwing his body into the mix and coming up with the easy tip in.
Abdul-Jabbar gets double teamed. Thomas kicks to Abdul-Jabbar. Harper against Young. The Celtics need to get a shot off. Ice. No good from outside. Got the defender off his feet with the pump fake, but couldn't knock it down. Thomas against Harden. Passes it to Chamberlain. Here's Pettit, and there's the call by the official. They'll count the basket here following the goaltending call.
Just barely too late and catches it on the way down. He's already in the air there, committed, so can't fault him for going for the block.
And the Hawks making a change here. Westbrook's checked in. Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over.
Yeah, I mean, it's an opportunity to kind of regroup and discuss ways to maximize these possessions.
The reason why is you like to get value every time down the floor, but that does take a lot of discipline.
There's the pick. Kicks it to Rice. With his first shot attempt, and a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. Ilgauskas has got his first points of the night. Now the pass to Pettit. Here is Aguirre. 15 points in the game. Feeds it to Chamberlain. Over Ilgauskas. And again, Wilt Chamberlain. Chamberlain got 10 points here in the second half.
Now we can say it. He's a completely different shooter this half. Much more confidence, much more success.
And he hits it and gets hacked on the play. A three-point possibility if he can convert the free throw.
And how about the burst in that first step, just right to the rim?
The Celtics have shot 50% from the line on 10 attempts. That's a few too many misses. Young against Harper. Young passes to Westbrook. Inside. Fouled in the act of shooting. A three-point play chance coming up.
How about the quarter he's having? Tremendous execution on the offensive end, helping to further fuel this lead.
The Hawks have gone 9 of 10 from the line, so making the most of their chances. Here's Rice. Aguirre covering. Here's Rice. He feeds it to Harper. And it's in. Basket number 6 for him thus far. He has only missed 2 shots from the floor. Atlanta leading by 8. Young dishes to Westbrook. There's the pick. Harper against Young. Shot clock at 6. Aguirre kicks to Young. Kept alive. Hit it. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
Clearly a foul.
And this is his second trip to the line in the game. That free throw missing. And he sinks the second. Celtics trail by 9. Harper the pass to Abdul-Jabbar. Back to Harper. It falls for his 7th bucket of the contest. He's 7 for 9.
Yeah, one of the few bright spots for his team. I mean, he's had a very efficient offensive performance.
Overall, it hasn't been pretty for his team, but he has shot the ball well.
Here's Chamberlain, and here's Westbrook from the arc. The rebound by the Celtics. Ilgauskas has got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Harper kicks to Rice. Abdul-Jabbar gets double-teamed and stolen by Chamberlain. Young against Harper. Chamberlain a screen. Here's Young. Chamberlain, the tip in on the offensive rebound. Chamberlain got 15 points here in the second half.
Extended the lead. This has been a great period for him offensively.
Near the three-point line, it's Thomas. Had the space there, but it's offline. Harper against Young. Shoots over Harper. Another shot. The kick out to Westbrook. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Westbrook's got the lead up to 12 now for the Hawks.
Yeah, the onslaught continues. He's been unstoppable now for a couple of nights.
The momentum is building, scoring in a bunch of ways. That's why his number keeps getting called.
Abdul-Jabbar gets double-teamed. 4 on the clock. Plenty of daylight on that shot. Harper's got 17 now.
He's done his job tonight scoring the basketball, but they've still been outplayed overall.
Chamberlain a screen. Here's Westbrook. Rebound Boston.
And guys, there's a lot to like here defensively. That shot almost ends up in the stands.
And he was not quite in position to block the shot, but the result is all the same.
Ryan is checked in for Harper. Miller's checked in for Atlanta. Thomas kicks to Ilgauskas. There's the dish to Bryant. Takes a 3. Pettit grabs the board.
Yeah, and they've shown effort and aggression in the paint, really right from the tip. Their rebounding edge right now, massive.
Outside Westbrook. There's the pick. Here is Aguirre. He's got 15. It's good on the putback. And the Hawks lead by 12.
And folks, he did not luck into that one. He knew just where he wanted to be to grab that backboard.
And he gets it to go. And so it's the Atlanta Hawks going into the break with a 10-point lead. And they've done a phenomenal job down low. So many of their points coming right at the rim. We've got more NBA basketball coming your way in just a minute. Now let's listen into the huddle of Brad Stevens.
Okay, hey, bottom line is...
And thanks for joining us once more as we get set to continue our coverage of the Eastern Conference semis. On the court right now for the Hawks, Russell Westbrook out there with Miller. Then there's Chamberlain. Then there's Aguirre. And it's Pettit in at the 4. And that one's good by Chamberlain.
So much sharper, so much more efficient with his shot this half. Just taking what the defense allows.
Bryant dishes to Harper. Abdul-Jabbar kicks to Rice. Back to Abdul-Jabbar. 6 to shoot. They get the rebound. And yes, it's good.
Defensively, you cause the miss, but then you have to corral it.
You know, there's nothing more frustrating than that. Giving up points on a possession, you won.
Here is Aguirre. And it's Rice with the rebound. Rice has got his 4th rebound in this one. And Kareem throws it down.
And a lot to like about that play, particularly how it ends.
Yeah, at the rack. That's what you want in transition, a high percentage look.
Westbrook against Harper. Westbrook kicks to Miller. Outside Westbrook. And it's off from three-point range. Celtics trail by 8. Rice kicks to Kobe. He dishes it to Ilgauskas. Now the feed to Harper. And no good that time. Great D that time from Westbrook. Pass to Chamberlain. Over Abdul-Jabbar. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for two.
Yeah, easy call.
He misses the free throw. The Celtics making a switch here. Kemp's checked in, and a switch here also for Atlanta. Harden's checked in. For Boston, they've gone 2 of 4 from the field since we started the final quarter of play. Bryant has the open look. They get it back, and it's good. 2 points.
And how about the grit and determination in the post? I mean, essential qualities to have late in a close game.
McGuire, a screen on Kobe. Now Miller. Harden outside. Shot to end this cold run. Miller, no luck.
Yeah, not a great shot there, especially when you got a lockdown defender guarding.
You know, there's no shame in passing out in that situation. Leave your ego at the door.
Harper against Harden, a 10-footer. And the rejection by Harden. To the paint, Kemp with the steal. Abdul-Jabbar passes to Harper. Kemp dishes to Harper. Knocked away. Outside Kemp. He kicks to Bryant. 5 to shoot. Here's Rice. Trains the three-pointer.
They needed a run desperately, and boy, did they come up big.
And this comeback was fueled by doing it on both ends of the floor. Let's see if they have that same energy level to keep this up.
Hawks passing it around. McGuire passes to Pettit over Kemp. Atlanta again missing. Here's the Celtics with the ball. Right now they're on a 9-0 run. The putback controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. And it's now only a 1-point Atlanta lead.
And they have gotten themselves back into this game just in the nick of time. If that run had come any later, it would have been Katie bar the door.
They've done a great job, but they're not done yet.
Kept alive, Pettit. Great D that time from Kemp.
Fantastic rim protection. That's not in his wheelhouse to overcome.
And they take the lead. And that's 17 points for Kobe Bryant.
All about converting your opportunities. He just hit his second 3 of this half, 3rd of the night.
Atlanta calls timeout. One guy who's been getting it done is Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Yeah, because he's been killing them all night. They are struggling to find an answer.
And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Hey guys, well, the Hawks coach had some words for his team during the last timeout. He does not like the high foul number in this game. He told them, you've got to stop biting on the shot fake. Stop gambling for steals. That's giving them easy points at the line. We'll see how they respond.
That free throw missing.
And forget about the miss for a moment and focus on the fact that he's done a great job putting pressure on the defense. And the charity stripe once again proving to be the Achilles heel for him. His free throws have been way off the mark.
Shots good by Rice.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
The Hawks trail by 4. Chamberlain a screen. McGuire kicks to Harden. Dishes to Chamberlain. The Hawks need to get off a shot here. Atlanta again missing. Boston leading by 4. Abdul-Jabbar kicks to Harper. Kobe dishes to Abdul-Jabbar. Abdul-Jabbar gets double teamed. The 19-foot shot. Here's Kemp. Some solid defense from Chamberlain.
That's one of his shots in his arsenal, but it was terrific rim protection.
And he has the chops for this, raising the intensity when it matters most.
You see why his number's being called dangerous scorer down the stretch.
Harper with the ball. The screen from Kemp. Harper kicks to Kemp. Out of bounds, Atlanta takes possession.
And he throws it right out of bounds. Careless mistake.
Wallace is checked in for Boston. Atlanta's gone 0-3 so far in the fourth quarter from long range. Here's Aguirre. It's tipped, but he stays with it. And here's Harden for three. Here's Chamberlain. Pass to Harden. There's the pick. Chamberlain a screen. Passes it to Pettit. It's tipped. Not watching the line there. That'll be a backcourt violation.
In the second half, they haven't taken care of the basketball. Simply put, more turnovers now that could hurt them later.
Reggie Williams, he's checked in for Wallace. Rice kicks to Harper. Chamberlain against Abdul-Jabbar. A 15-footer, and that's good for two. Abdul-Jabbar's got the lead up to 4 now for the Celtics.
You can tell he is on a mission down the stretch. Attack offensively and build on this lead.
And it's out of bounds. The Celtics will take it the other way. Boston making a switch here. Wells is checked in. Abdul-Jabbar passes to Rice. Off target from three-point range.
A blown opportunity after the two-man game creates a terrific look.
That's how it's drawn up. That is, everything but the finish. He really looks composed shooting the ball this half. Much more consistent, hitting a much higher percentage.
Celtics passing it around. Abdul-Jabbar gets double-teamed. Here's Harper. And the three off target.
Obviously, this has been a tough quarter for him, but he's still trying to keep a positive mindset.
Miller kicks to Harden. And Harden with the stuff.
Yeah, just constantly attacking the paint. Harden does not settle.
There's the pass to Abdul-Jabbar. Abdul-Jabbar, a screen on Aguirre. Chamberlain with the block to take the lead, and plenty of contact on the shot. So 2 free throws coming up. And Boston called for the foul. And that drops, so they now lead by 1. Big Cat, he's checked in for the Celtics. And that's good as he hits both of his shots. Boston's gone 2 of 5 on three-point shots since the end of the third quarter. Kept alive, out of bounds. Atlanta will take possession. Atlanta's gone ice cold from three-point land, 0 of 4 since the start of the final quarter. Chamberlain a screen, and here's Miller outside, cans it from downtown. And the Hawks lead by 5.
You can see there the defender allows himself to get picked.
You know, it's all about effort. Sometimes you're going to get hit on hard screens. You just have to fight through them.
Harden inside the three-point line. That shot off. Now Boston takes it the other way.
And they get the rebound, but guys, that's been the issue throughout the game. Is it me, or does it just feel like he gets every rebound that comes up?
No, it's felt like that all game. He is just aggressive and finds ways to snag rebounds out of thin air sometimes.
Left side, Bryant. And he's fouled on the shot. 1 free throw coming up.
How about the concentration? He gets hit, but stays with the play and gets the finish. And you really can't say enough about his composure in the big moments, as cool as they come.
Harden the pass to Pettit to the wing right side. Aguirre in Atlanta again with the bucket. Celtics trail by 6. Abdul-Jabbar the screen. There's the pick, and here's Kobe from the arc. Hits the three-point bomb. Kobe's got 9 points in the quarter.
Defensively, you can't back off him that much. You don't want to give up easy threes at this stage of the game.
Chamberlain a screen. The 3 from Harden. The rebound by the Celtics. 1:35 left in the fourth quarter. Down low. Here's Kobe. Again, the Celtics good for 2. Huge shot there, and the crowd knows it.
Yeah, you gotta love hearing a crowd get this fired up.
Maguire. Makes a big high bounce and goes in. Maguire's got 10 points here in the second half.
A good screen made all the difference. It led to an open look.
Here's Kobe. Pettit grabs the board. The Hawks leading by 3. Miller outside. Chamberlain a screen. Pass to Pettit. It's deflected, and he recovers it. Rocket 2 connects.
Really nice job to convert the putback opportunity there. I mean, he stayed with that play from start to finish. That's something we say about him a lot.
Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over. They're behind by 5. There's 39 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. What do you think, guys?
And they need to use as little time as possible here. If they can get a bucket before the clock hits 24 seconds, they can try for a stop on the next possession. If there's less than 24, then they'll have to foul.
So it's the Celtics now, trailing by 5. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. He drops the first one, and that shrinks the margin to just 4. And Kobe drops them both.
And that makes it a one-possession game, guys. Got to be the biggest free throws of the game thus far.
Passes it to Pettit. That one, no good. Now Boston takes it the other way.
Now you need every basket you can get.
That's the only way they're going to come back, and even that might not do it.
Well, that is NBA level right there.
It's the way the game is supposed to be played. Guys competing at the highest level.
Yeah, you can't let them hold the ball and just milk those last seconds away.
And so they foul intentionally. First free throw is good, and that will put them up by 2. Second one is good, hitting both at the line, and it's a 3-point game.
That's why you want him at the line when the game is close. He knows how to deliver in the clutch.
Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over. They trail by 3. 16 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Guys, what do you think?
And right now, you can go for the 2 and then a quick foul, or go for the home run.
Let me tell you my vote. Whatever's the best look and takes the least amount of time.
And they stop the clock as soon as they can with the intentional foul.
No choice but to foul there, but he's probably the last guy you want to see on the line.
And the second free throw, no good. A tough break there. Abdul-Jabbar dishes to Webster. Here's Rice. Offline. And so it's the Hawks who come out on top. A pretty good feeling right now for them to be out in front like this in the series.
You know, Kevin, momentum so critical. And you know they'll want...
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. It's time for us to say so.